How's it going, everybody? GodBaer here. Once again, thank you for clicking into one of my videos. We are back on our Rams online franchise facing off against these 11-3 Seattle Seahawks. And of course, they are my home team, but we are not controlling them. But the opponent that is controlling them is a good opponent. And he's got DeAndre Hopkins mossing one of our corners. And then we got the St. Louis Rams, and we're a good opponent as well, as we get a nice user pick with Brandon Watts. And I hate to have to beat my Seattle Seahawks twice in a season, but it's what we're going to have to do. I know it's my hometown Seattle Seahawks, but they are not controlled by me, so they gotta go home with a W. So that is exactly what we're going to try to do, is we're toss this one down to Tavon Austin. He gets a ton of yards after the catch, and that's what that man is phenomenal at. As Matt Scott right here, we are so happy we picked this man up out of free agency in the preseason before the regular season even started. We knew we needed a more mobile quarterback than Nick Foles. And that's what Matt Scott brought to the table, because whenever a play breaks down or nobody gets open, we can go ahead and get some yards out of no yards. And number 70 there on that toss play that we tried to do should have went and blocked somebody, but he was 5 yards back and ended up getting in our way, so we don't get the end zone or get into the touchdown. But my opponent goes ahead and throws at us once again. We get a really odd, I guess, animation, so we don't intercept the ball, but we did stop our opponent. And then 3rd and 23, looking for somebody. Just tried to get a big play out of Jared Cook, but we were unsuccessful about doing that. So our opponent gets the ball back, and he throws it directly back to us, and we're going to go ahead and get the ball to the 4-yard line. And then very next play, Todd Gurley's going to go ahead and break 2 tackles, get ourselves into the end zone, and we go up by 10 points now. And that is exactly how we want to play, as once again, DeAndre Hopkins going to moss Tremaine Johnson. And Tremaine, you got to lock down. You've been doing so well for us this year. Don't slack on us now, as DeAndre Hopkins catches another pass, this time on a wheel route. And right here, our opponent's going to scramble out of the pocket. We're covering the running back. Oh, almost had it, but the running back slightly faster than us, so he got away from us. And then a play or two later, Derek Coleman punches it into the end zone and lowers our lead down to 3 points. So we got to go ahead and try to get down into the end zone, as we once again got Matt Scott scrambling out of the pocket, picking up 15 yards out of everybody being coverage. And that's why you gotta love scrambling, or at least mobile quarterbacks, as we got Monty Ball as our backup running back, and he picks up a nice chunky yards for us as well. And Jared Cook getting this one once again, and the yak is real this game. We are getting a ton of yards after the catch, as on 3rd and 9 we get pressured, luckily get rid of the ball, so it's still an easy field goal. We go up by 6 points, so at least our opponent has to score a touchdown to lead by 1 point. But once again, though, my opponent didn't do anything with the last 30 seconds. Of course, it's 30 seconds, so we didn't have much time. But then right here, we don't do anything with the ball. We end up getting pressured once again on 3rd down. We do get rid of it, but we fail to convert, and my opponent gets the ball right back, and he's 6 for 15 with Russell Wilson, and he's looking to do a little bit better in the second half. But we get some pressure of our own. Pressure is a monster on 3rd down from my opponent and myself. And we also got Benny Cunningham. We are going to convert this man to fullback during the offseason after the playoffs, because that man he's got good hands. He's not that fast. He's not particularly good at anything as a running back, but as a fullback, as we just make a bad read right there. Luckily, it was not intercepted, so we are at least able to kick a field goal here and go up by a full 2 scores. We are up by 9 points right now, so we're happy with that. But Benny Cunningham is definitely going to be a fullback after this preseason, or this regular season, as right here, Tremaine Johnson finally making up for his mistakes and letting DeAndre Hopkins moss that man. So he goes ahead and gets a diving interception off a tip drill. So we got the ball back, trying to get down to this end zone, and once again, we get pressured, this time getting tackled for a sack by Brandon Mabane. But we got Todd Gurley making moves, trying to get his user out of the way, but he's got another defender to take us down. But we still pick up about 30 or 40 yards. And then we got to give it back to Todd Gurley, because this man does not yet have 100 yards. And that's what we try to do each and every single week. As you see, Monty Ball's also got 20 rushing yards as we're throwing it down to Benny Cunningham off a fullback screen. And we love having that man at fullback. Obviously, I love having fast fullbacks because anytime someone blitzes, the fullback is usually not covered up, and we can go ahead and get big plays as we try to hit our opponent with a wide receiver sweep because Tavon Austin is a playmaker. We had a huge hole to get in there, but what the Seattle Seahawks are great about doing is closing the distance, which is what they did right there and prevented us from getting into the end zone with Tavon Austin. But my opponent's got the ball right here. It's going to be tossed this one deep to DeAndre Hopkins, and both my defenders got burnt and missed the tackle. So this is all of a sudden a close game. We had a huge lead and we're dominating this game, but one play makes the difference because all we could come away with was field goals. But just like one play, we got this one trying to take it all the way back to the house. We got two-man to beat. He tackles us, but not until we get down to the 16-yard line. And as long as we come away with a field goal, we are going to win this game. But we get more than that because we got Todd Gurley on a toss play who gets himself into the end zone. So now we are up by 12 points. My opponent's got a minute left. He's going to go ahead and throw this one after he passes the line of scrimmage. So he loses a down and yards because that's what happens with that penalty. And then he tries to toss it deep one more time on 3rd and 14, unsuccessfully connecting with DeAndre Hopkins. And they ends up punting us the ball away because he knew he wasn't able to win or get 2 scores left with the time he had remaining. So we do go home with the victory, 26-14. We improved to 14-1. And I'm happy that we got another division win, especially against the Seattle Seahawks, because they've been on our ass the entire time. They are still going to be making the wild card, so I'm assuming we will get to play this man once again. And we're just happy that we have clinched the divisional round. We will not be playing in the wild card. And this is how we played. We had 157 yards, no touchdown, but no interceptions. Russell Wilson, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Todd Gurley, once again, not a 100-yard rushing game, but he did have 2 touchdowns. And then you see his Derek Coleman had 1 touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 4 catches, 186 yards, and a touchdown. That man had a phenomenal game. And you see he also has Clinton Dix, who had 10 tackles. He had the only sack with Brandon McBain, but we had 2 interceptions with Brandon Watts, 1 interception with Trumaine Johnson. And here are 2 more videos for you guys if you happen to want to watch another GodBaer video. It is our QB player franchise, and then my best game in Black Ops 3. And until next time, everybody, GodBaer out.